And when we hear the word declutter, I think we initially think about closets, pantries, junk drawers, which that is a part of decluttering.
Right.
But I think for me and the work that I do, the bigger piece is the decluttering of our mind, our emotions, and our spirits.
Yes.
Because those areas can become very cluttered with offenses, with issues and situations that we should have long ago released and let go of. So as we're able to kind of dive into how do I declutter my mind? How do I declutter my emotions? What do I do with these areas that are hidden in my spiritual life that I keep behind these closed doors that are untold?
Hello, and welcome again to another episode of Brain Power TV with Dr. Echo. It's my pleasure today to introduce to all of you Miss Deborah Porter, and she's an amazing, amazing lady. I got to know her over the last 2 years, I think. Yeah, and she loves to talk to moms. So all you moms on here listening, you're going to have a treat today. So without further ado, Ms. Deborah, would you tell us more about how you got to where you are in life doing this amazing work with all these moms?
Hello, okay, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
It's so great to be here with you. I always enjoy when we get to connect and talk. We do a lot of talking and laughing, don't we?
Yes.
It's all good. It's good. So yeah, I am the ultimate mom coach for home life balance. And so what I do is I work with moms to get home management systems into their homes. And the purpose of those home management system is probably two or threefold. One is so that moms don't feel like they have to take on the responsibility to do everything. And I think it's just natural for us to do that, partly because we just want it done. So if I have to take time to explain it to you, by then I could have had it completed already.
Right.
But the other point is that it's important that our children and our spouses also understand the systems and the running of our homes, because there should be moments that you are able to pull away from your home, to go on a solo trip, to go on an overnight trip, to regroup, whether it's with girlfriends or even by yourself.
Right.
So you need those systems in place so things don't fall apart while you're also pursuing your own goals and dreams and desires.
I just need to clap. Yes, I agree. So true. Oh my gosh, I'm guilty of yes, I need to do it myself because I don't want to tell you, or I feel guilty, like I'm the mother, I'm supposed to do it. Can you talk about that? Yes.
Absolutely. So this whole thing about mom guilt, we really have to reconcile it. And what I mean by reconcile it is most of that are things that we're saying to ourselves in our head. No one else is telling us that. No one else is saying that. We are saying it most times to ourselves. And so I have this practice that I do usually each night just before bed. I have this little notebook and I only use it for this particular purpose. And I do a brain dump every night. All those things that are swirling around in my head, whether it's a to-do list or something that may have offended me or a way that I may have offended, or issues that I'm feeling mom guilt or mom fear or different things around, I dump all of it here in this notebook. And the reason is because I can't deny those feelings or those thoughts, but I also cannot just allow them to swirl and swirl uncontrollably. So putting them in this notebook kind of gives it a place to live. And then it allows me to sort through those feelings and thoughts and emotions at another time concerning what is within my control to handle and what is not in my control to handle, to be able to know the difference, to be able to sort through, to leave alone the things I can't control, and then to come up with a plan and a system for the things that I can.
Wow. Can I do that every night?
I do it every night. It is
my gosh. Just listening to you describe it, I already know it makes a difference, because this is brain power, right? We're talking about the brain and how the brain functions. well, if we don't, there's a reason why there's a connection that research shows there's a connection between you writing something down and the message getting to your head, because when you sort it out, like you just said, into control and not control, then it makes it clear. Versus if we just keep it all in our brains, then it's going nowhere. Oh my God.
Absolutely. If we leave it here, we're constantly telling ourselves, I have to do something then. I have to do something about it. It's here, it's in my brain. But once you have it written down, the difference this has made just in my quality of sleep is outstanding. Just outstanding.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to try it and I'll let you know.
Try it, please. Yes, try it. Yes, yes, yes.
Wow. I love it. And the simplicity of it, right?
Yes, we do overcomplicate. We overcomplicate things. We make it seem like there has to be, it can't be that easy, right? We talk ourselves out of it. It can't be that easy as just writing something down. It can't be that simple. That is a piece of it. That is a piece of it. But a lot of the work that I do with moms deals with decluttering. Right. And when we hear the word declutter, I think we initially think about closets, pantries, junk drawers, which that is a part of decluttering. Right. But I think for me and the work that I do, the bigger piece is the decluttering of our mind, our emotions, and our spirits. Yes. Because those areas can become very cluttered with offenses, with issues and situations that we should have long ago released and let go of. So as we're able to kind of dive into, how do I declutter my mind? How do I declutter my emotions? What do I do with these areas that are hidden in my spiritual life that I keep behind these closed doors that are untouchable? Right. Clearing those areas out really does allow us a way to connect that with the actual clutter of materials, than the material things that we own. Right. And it gives us a clearer path to doing that as well.
Yes, because this controls everything.
You got it. You got it.
No, clean up your brain and your life will get clean. Oh, wait, that's
so true. And I wouldn't have believed it before had I not really seen the difference in my own life and in the moms that I work with. But there is an absolute connection between the two.
Wow. Yeah. So can you tell us an example of your own life, like how, like some situation where it really helped you?
Oh, absolutely. So, well, one, the decluttering of my mind and thoughts, I talked about the brain dump. Right. That has been, and even if I don't have a notebook, so there may be some nights that I get in the bed and I don't have my notebook or a pen handy, I will use the audio memo on my phone and I'll just talk that list into my phone. And this is, everyone in my house knows this is not for anyone else's eyes but mine, because everything in here may not be pretty. I may not be communicating. It's raw. It's what I'm feeling or thinking at the moment. So it's beyond just the to-do list. It may be other things that are personal. So everyone knows that this is, so you want to make sure that if you're using that technique, that you keep this in a place where it's for your eyes only and that no one else has access to it. The other area of emotional clutter, this has been, and I think this remains probably a lifelong decluttering, because I think we have issues in relationships, our own childhood, memories, and things that come up that we have to begin to kind of peel away and really identify, again, what is mine to control and what is not mine to control. So in a relationship, the only thing that I can control is myself, my own reactions, my own responses. And so staying on that side of the line helps us to understand that I'm not responsible for anyone else's expression or feelings or emotions. I am responsible for myself. And so, yes.
No, I'm serious, actually, because that's like the foundation. And I'm guilty of that myself, like taking on everybody else's.
Yes, we do that. And it's the nurturer in each of us as moms. We have this tendency to feel like I can do something, I can help.
Right.
And although that may be true, the other side of that is, but at what cost?
Exactly.
At what am I going to so overextend myself that now my own well-being may be in jeopardy because I've now completely overextended myself to everyone else. So part of dealing with the emotional clutter, we also have to settle and become really comfortable and normalize saying no
It's a complete sentence, isn't it?
by itself.
Right.
Because there are going to be people that will want from you, that will ask of you, that will need from you, which is fine. But you are the only one that really knows what is my capacity at this moment.
Right.
And when you push past your own gut instinct of what you know what, you're at capacity. When you push past that, to please someone else, right? To make sure they're not mad at you or don't think you're a bad mom or, you're not an involved parent at the school because you won't host the spring party and be the classroom mom. And you can't do everything.
Right.
You just can't. And so, and especially for those of us that have more than one child, I was working with a mom that was room mom for all 5 of her children.
Oh,
at the same time.
How?
And it just became really obvious that something's got to give.
Right.
So being comfortable with saying no, what does that look like? We do some role playing, right? Some situations where I don't even know how to go back now. I've already said yes. How do I go back and say no? Right. So, I tell moms one great way to be able to say no is if you have another mom that is available or does want the opportunity.
Right.
Because I think sometimes what we do is we stay in a position or in a season too long. Right. And then it prevents the next woman or the next mother from having that experience because we're just not ready to give it up yet. Mm-hmm. So, that would be along the emotional piece and the emotional side of it. And then the spiritual side of decluttering really talks, if you think about it like a beautiful home, right? You and your family are coming to visit us and have dinner and our home looks beautiful. And by accident, you open a closet thinking it's the restroom and just everything in this closet falls out on you, right?
Right.
That is how our spiritual lives are sometimes. We present well, you would think everything is together, but I have these hidden areas in my own life. I'm a Christian. So for me, it's about how much do I allow God into those spaces that I'm hiding from everybody else. I think I'm hiding it from him, but I'm really not.
Nope.
And so we dive into those 3 areas before we even get to the cleaning out of your closet and your pantry and your clutter and all of that.
Wow. Mom signed up for the program. I know I need to. It's true. Oh my word. That's like total body, whole person clean out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is because we neglect ourselves.
Yes, we do. Me included. So
we do. And I use this phrase a lot. We almost feel like we have to set ourselves on fire to keep everybody else warm. And we don't, but we think that we do. And so we want to do more where I feel like our role as parents extends beyond that. So learning for children is much more than just academic. What about life skills?
Yes.
Can your child wash their own clothes, wash, dry, and put away their own laundry? Can your child prepare or at least get the beginnings of a meal prepared, set the table, clean up behind themselves? These are the things that really we are responsible for. The school's not going to do those things.
Nope. So at what age do you recommend starting things like laundry? Like about what age? And then even helping with food? What are your...
I am fairly confident that a 4th or 5th grader can do their own laundry. Our children all by 5th grade were sorting and doing their own laundry. And it really happened by mistake, so to speak. My daughter was really into lip gloss during this season. Right. And so her lip gloss kept getting all over my clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not washing your laundry anymore because you have lip gloss in all of your pockets of all of your jeans and it's getting all over everything.
Right.
But then I realized she's actually good at it. Like she can actually really do this.
Right.
And so her brothers were then trained once they reached fifth grade to be able to handle that responsibility as well. My daughter by junior high was able to at least get the beginnings of dinner started. They could all by that time fix themselves a full breakfast of, some eggs, some toast. So I just think we have a responsibility to teach our kids not to need us, but then we get sad when that happens.
I know.
Right?
We want the freedom. We're like, we are holding on so tight.
Yep.
You're right. So why do you
Yep.
think we do that?
Well, I think because for many of us, we find our identity in the title of mother,
Mm-hmm.
and we lead with that. And there's nothing wrong with loving the role of mother. I have loved being a mother. My children are all adults now, and I still love being a mother now of adult children.
Right.
But I think the goal here really is to understand that yes, you are a mother, but you are also perhaps a wife, a friend, a daughter, a cousin. It is one of the many hats you wear, probably one of the prominent hats that you wear, but it is not the only thing that you are. And my concern is if we are leading with our identification as a mother, what do we do and who are you then when they leave? Because that is the goal.
Right. Right. You're right. That is the
The
goal.
the
That
goal is for
we
them
create
to
enough for them
launch.
to go. Right.
Absolutely. So if you're only identifying as a mother, I often get concerned with moms that do that because when those children do launch and leave, many times those are the mothers and the women that are really then struggling with, well, who am I now?
Right. Right. So what do you tell moms to do so we don't get to that point where our self-identification or our purpose in life lays with this number of kids?
Yes, I think that one of the things that we have to be sure that we're doing is continuing to stoke the fires of our own things that we're passionate about and the things that excite us and the things that we enjoy. And it doesn't have to be being a CEO of Fortune 500 company. It can be that's
Yeah,
amazing,
I know.
but it doesn't have to be. It can be something as simple as, you have a passion with photography. It's something that you've always loved. Don't set that aside to be a mom. Don't set us, you may have this goal of writing a book. Many people want to tell their story. How much time are you spending with that every day? Are you carving out the 15, 20, 30 minutes a day just for you, just for that thing that you're passionate about? Because here's the other thing that we have to keep in mind. Our kids are always watching. We think they're off playing or on their devices, which they are, but it's almost like they can hear and do two different things at once.
Yes.
And so we are teaching them, we are teaching our daughters how to remain a woman, right? As a mother, you're still a woman. You still have desires and things that you want for yourself. We're teaching our sons how to be able to, say, well, you know what, I can go this far, but I'm already overcommitted. I can't go any farther. So it's important not only for our own benefit, but it's part of those life lessons that we are still teaching our children outside of the classroom. All learning is not academic.
No, no way. And
Mm-mm.
even academic learning really should start in the home because we are our kids' first teachers. So
That's right.
yeah,
That is true. That is very true.
yeah. Because the kids are like sponges. They soak up everything we do more so than even what we say. So it's so important.
Very true. It is, and a lot of this is more caught than taught.
Right.
Because if you're not doing it, it's difficult to tell your child and explain to your child to do something that you yourself are not doing, or that you're not, it's not really authentic,
Right.
right? It's one of those, well, I'm going to check the box and tell them this, as opposed to I'm going to show them this, I'm going to
Right.
model this in front of them. How many times do we show up at all of their recitals, games, just whatever they're doing? How great would it be for
Right.
your child to show up at your, first photography
Yeah.
exhibit, and cheer you on. You know, how great would it be to kind of reverse those roles and give them the opportunity to see you as mom, but also this amazing woman that has great gifts and a great talent and a great passion for something.
Yes, I think that I love that. Yeah, because it shows them they can be all they can be. They're not limited by one role or one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just helps us be a family, right? We have to understand that the family cannot revolve around one being. And our kids are pretty good at wanting it all to revolve around them. And you know, part of that is human nature.
Right, of course.
But it is our responsibility to help them understand we are a family unit. And there are things that you want to do that will work out well for our family schedule. There are some things that will not. You know, I was sharing with the moms in my group, you know, as a result of the pandemic, we've had a very unique opportunity that we probably will never get again in our lifetime. And that is, we've had the opportunity to completely stop and now reset what we want things to now look like. You know, things are opening back up, opportunities, extracurricular. Are you prepared to just dive right back into the way things were before? Or do you want to be intentional and have a conversation with your child? Okay, you were in 4 activities last year. Did you love them all? Can you pick 2 that you really want to stick with? As opposed to thinking that we just have to dive right back in and go right back to the crazy schedule.
Go. Yeah. Yes.
We don't have to do that. We've had an opportunity to literally pull back, and now we get to reset. So what do you want that to look like?
That's a $1 million question.
What do you want to hold on to? What happened during the pandemic and lockdown? Did you, you know, for us, the dinners and the quiet evenings at home were priceless.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we can't do that 7 nights a week, but can we say, okay, 2 to 3 nights a week, we're gathering around this table. If it's not dinner time, can you do it at breakfast? So many now are going to be working from home.
Right.
You know, what does that look like for your family? But whatever those things are that you want to hold on to, I strongly encourage you, with everything that you have, create the system and the routine in your family that allows those things to stay in place. Just because the pandemic is over doesn't mean everything has to go back to the way it was.
Yes, that's an excellent point, because we should pick the good and hold on to it and refine it and drop other things that were not so good. But then that's true reflection, which is what goes back to our brain dumping, right? And taking the time for ourselves.
That's right. Because for moms, and I think the pandemic really showed this to be true, you know, so much of the weight of all of that then fell on moms, right? Working moms, stay-at-home moms. We're now teachers, we're the lunch lady, we're the school nurse. Like we were everything. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. We were everything.
Right. Yes. And then that's where the danger is of us losing ourselves in being everything.
Yes. Yes. So tread lightly as you're heading back into what they're calling normal. Really be deliberate, be very intentional about what that's going to look like for your family, and reject the notion of having to compare it to what the people next door are doing or how that looks for the kids down the street. And, you know, you guys have to decide for your household, this works, this doesn't work. It doesn't matter what the Joneses are doing. You have to decide for your family.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's such a freeing thing, is realizing that you are you can only control you. And there are things that you like and don't like, and it's okay to voice that. And I've started having like family meetings with me and the kids, and it's amazing because they get to say, whatever it is they're holding on to, and then we can figure out things. And we didn't used to do that before. Before it was like, go, 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 go. So
yeah, who could fit in a family meeting? Like there was no time unless we were going to do it in the car. Like there's no time. But they like to have their voices heard, even if the thing they're asking for can't be done in the way or in the time frame they're asking. They have an opinion. You know, children today are very highly educated. They see and know a lot more than we did at their age.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, wow, this has been so good. So, what tips would you give kids who are listening? How can they declutter their minds and declutter their surroundings?
I would say that this process works as well for children as it does for adults. In fact, this was a way that my youngest son and I, when he was in elementary school, we communicated through notebooks. He would write a little note and leave it at my bedside. And we had our own little notebook. And then I would respond and leave it by his bedside. So I
Right.
would encourage children, there's so much creativity and there's so many things that you're discovering about yourself and your surroundings. Write it down. Document what it felt like to be in a pandemic. Your children, you may not be able to understand this right now, but your children will find that story fascinating. What you've just experienced and gone through will not be seen probably for another generation or more. So begin to write down your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions about how your day went, about what this has all felt like, about what virtual school felt like. But the thing I would say is begin to take those thoughts and feelings and put pen to paper. You may find that you have a gift for poetry or storytelling or something like that, but begin to express those feelings and those things in writing. And then the other thing I would say for kids is understand that as parents, we're doing the best we know at the moment.
Say that again.
We are doing the absolute best thing we know at the moment. It may shift or change as we know different or know better. We may find that we have to apologize to you. I encourage moms often, don't shy away from apologizing when you've made a mistake.
Yes.
But understand that your parents are doing the best that they can. And as much as possible that you can flow with what is going on, it creates a more peaceful environment at home when there is agreement in the family.
Yes. Amen to that. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Wow, this has been so good, Deborah. Thank you so much. So, can you tell our viewers where we can find out more about you?
Absolutely. I've got some free resources for parents on my website, which is deborahporter.net, DEBORAH, spelled the long way, Porter, PORTER.net. There's a free ebook on there. There are some free home life hacks. And then Instagram is where I pop in from time to time to do a few master classes or mini teachings. And that is Mom Coach Deborah on Instagram.
Wow, wonderful. So yes, I have been in her group and she is simply amazing. So everybody should check it out for sure. So thank you so much for taking the time to come on here. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, always. So
thank you so much. I feel the exact same way. Your viewers are so fortunate to have you and all that you bring and share. Thank you.
You're welcome. So viewers, have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.